Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. So we've got a couple of options today. We've defeated two of the Great Soul bosses, which leaves two more. Now there actually is a mechanic in this game. So there's like a door that you have to unlock to progress, and the door will only open if you have all four Great Soul bosses defeated. However, if you get your soul memory, again, that number in the top right with the little swirly symbol next to it, if you get that up to 1 million, the door will actually open anyways. Now we're only about halfway to 1 million, so we'll probably have to end up killing all the bosses anyways. Which, since I was making a series out of this on YouTube, we were going to do anyways, but I just thought that I'd point that out. So we can go that way, and we can fight a big spider, or we can go that way, and we can fight... I don't even know what to call them. It's like a big, lump of ground beef, basically. So I'm gonna fight the ground beef. Now, this is Laddersmith Gilligan. He's actually in the Earthen Peak Tower. He's kind of hidden away, and I'm just now realizing I didn't actually show his location in that video. There's like a gate that was locked on my playthrough, and I didn't actually end up going around it because it's just a big hassle. But if you defeat Mytha, I believe, maybe the old Iron King, but I think it's Mytha since he's in her area, he'll come back to Majula, and he will he'll make ladders for you so you can actually get down this giant pit. Now you can't actually get down there and survive these drops if you buy the silver cat ring from the NPC located in that hut straight in front of me. But you will need quite a few souls to buy these ladders off of him. I believe it's 12,000, maybe 13,000, so I'm gonna pop some souls, see if I can't get up to that number. Hopefully just with these alone I'll be able to. Perfect, okay. That should do it. Now he sells 3 different ladders, all varying prices. That gesture from him. I guess I should point out he sells lots of kind of weird stuff. He's got a wooden shield, but then he's got claws, whip, and reinforced club, which is just strange to me. He does sell the whole thief set though, and or the black leather set I should say. It's a little miniature ladder ornament that comes in handy for a quest line later on. Applies bleed to right hand weapon, magic to right hand weapon, bleed throwing knives. Anyways. So we gotta pay how much? You want the one for 12,000. That's the one that will actually let you progress. The other ones basically just get you down to certain items. So, gotta watch him do this. Quite the ladder he just whipped up there. And he always says, hey, this ladder's not for sale when he's done. I have no idea why. Actually, before we leave, do we have anything to turn in Estus wise? Doesn't look like it. Alright, down we go. All the way to the bottom. Now, that door right there can actually be opened by something called the Forgotten Key, which we're going to get towards the end of this episode. That'll probably be the last thing we do, actually. Alright, so then you can just roll onto that. Drop down once more. The Ring of the Evil Eye. And then this is kind of tough. So you just want to carefully drop down. Wow, that almost killed me. That would have been embarrassing. I kind of thought about it at first. I was like, I wonder if I should heal. I was like, nah, it's not that far down. Falling damage is so much more crucial in this game than it is in Dark Souls 1 though. You can fall a mile in Dark Souls 1. It'll take like a quarter of your health away. Anyways. So this is one of the worst areas in the entire game. Maybe the worst. Which means... oh, the item fell through the bridge. So I think that's one of the knuckle rings, which basically they reduce the durability damage taken on your weapon. Not 100% sure, so I'm gonna try to make this jump. Oh wait, that's the ash knuckle ring. So let's look at that real quick. Oh, that one increases petrification resistance, and then the brass one reduces your durability damage taken. So this jump's kind of tough, and we are not gonna make it. So we got all kinds of these exploding guys gonna come out of the woodwork here. Got 2 from the left. Oh, 3. There's another one on the right. If I remember. Oh, no, they changed that. I think it used to be like they'd alternate sides. It'd be like left, right, left, right, left. Something like that. Oh man, I can't parry this guy, I just realized. I knocked him back so far I couldn't get the post. So we're gonna get another sublime bone dust from this man here. That'll put our Estus up to +3. That's coming along nicely. Now that's pretty much it for this room. Now we're gonna get down into the thick of it. See all these blood stains, man? People cannot handle those exploding mummies. Alright. So this is basically just what the entire next area is going to look like. It's kind of shoddy looking wooden platforms, lots of ladders, lots of dropping down. Gotta climb this one, I guess. And honestly, it just kind of sucks. And it's really dark, so if you want, bring a torch isn't too bad. I am going to show you how to just speedrun this next area. There are some items in here. The most notable, I would say, would be Havel's armor set. However, we can't get that until we get the key that I mentioned at the beginning of this episode. That door in the pit that the key unlocks. And so yeah, basically we're not gonna even be able to get Havel's armor set until afterwards. I'll probably point out where it is. I don't know if we'll actually grab it in this episode, just because the key is not located in this area. Now, these statues spit out poison. Well, maybe these... Oh, nope, they do. I don't know why I trusted them. So yeah, they're gonna kind of destroy your durability on your weapon if you're breaking them all, but it's definitely beneficial to break them all. Alright, so we're gonna drop down here, and then right here there is a hole that you can fall down, and if you go forward too far, the platform you land on will actually break underneath you. It's this one right here at the end. You see all these sideways wooden planks. I think there's an item up here. Actually, this might be... Hold on. I hate you. Maybe this is nothing. Alright, so we're just gonna drop down. Anyways, those sideways wooden planks would have just broken and you'd be dropped down on this platform anyways, so... There you go. I'm gonna rest here. And I'm gonna opt for just carrying my shield rather than a torch. But then there are also all these torch sconces around here. There's tons of them, so you can actually light this entire place up, so to the point where it's like not even really dark anymore. It's just got this nice warm glow of a fire like you see right there. But we're not gonna do that, so I'm actually probably just gonna cut the commentary here and speed this up just so you can see where to go, and I'll pick it up when we get there. Alright, so there you have it. Now that jump I made, as you saw, there's a little wooden platform sticking out slightly further than the rest. And so obviously you do want to aim for that when you jump. You can see it right there in front of me. Otherwise you probably won't make that jump. So, moving on. You can break this. Now there are a whole bunch of ladders to go down this room. And most of them pretty much like work, if I recall correctly. You'll just take a slightly different path down. I think this is the one I usually take. I don't know, we'll see. Actually, you know, I changed my mind. Some of them will definitely get you killed. Looks like this one's good. Oh, please don't do that. I thought that was a regular hollow, but it's not. Owned. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of hollows down here. It's hard to see because it's so dark, but they're actually holding dark buffed weapons, so they're gonna hit pretty damn hard. Like you literally, yeah, you see that? That was one swing from the regular hollow. So be very careful. Like 2 of them hit me at the same time, I'm actually dead. It's my greatest battle so far. Alright, that should be all of them. Pretty generic pickups there from the items. So moving on, we gotta go through this hole in the wall. You can either take off all your armor and your rings, mind you, rings also have durability in this game, and your weapons, like literally every piece of gear you have, and just roll through these, because when you roll through them, or they explode rather, in any form, they are going to do some heavy durability damage. They basically just like rot your armor away. Or you can break them with some throwing knives. I have a few throwing knives, so I'm just gonna equip these, it'll make it a lot easier. Whoops. Heavy bolts will do this as well, maybe regular ones, but I think you have to have heavy. That makes an opening and we can drop down. Get a fragrant branch of yore right here, make sure to pick that up. You and I both know how helpful those are. And we're going to enter the next area. Now if you thought the gutter was bad, just wait till you see Black Gulch. Oh yeah. So much poison. Every single one of these statues you see spits poison when you walk through. Watch. Really? You're not gonna do it? There we go. See, they're just playing tricks with me. But there is a bonfire right here that you can grab, luckily. Rest real quick. Alright, so before we progress any further, I'm actually going to talk to Malentia here, and we're going to buy a whole bunch of fire bombs. Literally going to spend all the souls I have on it. I can get 29 of them for almost 6,000 souls, so pretty good. And then we're going to head back. Now with that, I am going to trade out my throwing knives for the fire bombs, and we can get going. Now, okay, unless you're just literally sprinting through this entire area, which, don't get me wrong, you totally can do that. I would recommend breaking literally every statue. I think they respawn every time you rest at the bonfire. If not, then they respawn when you leave the area for sure. So do be aware of that. Now, you can get invaded in this area. It's an NPC, so it might happen even though I'm not human. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't though. But yeah. Okay, so you see these like little oil spill things. There are these creepy hand monsters that'll pop out and try to grab you, and they're like the main actual enemy in this area. But if you hit them with some fire, these things hate fire, and it'll make them come out, and it'll do a significant amount of damage to them. You just barely made it out. So you see these things are kind of freakish. Alright, so I mean, you kind of just have to get it near the fire for this to work. But yeah, so they're not in all of them, as you can see, obviously. But since I don't remember which ones they are in, at least these 3 here, I'm gonna hit them with every firebomb I have. There we go. As you can see, it's super effective against them. I mean, they kind of just sit there in the fire afterwards. It probably damages you as well. Yeah, it definitely does. Okay, we got some more things over here. We got this worm creature. He's kind of nasty. We're gonna let him break these urns for us. We're gonna move in for the item. Got quite a bit of health, pretty similar to the ones in Dark Souls 1. Same moveset, all that good stuff. Here we go. Alright, we got statues going crazy on us. We got another worm too, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take these things out. There we go. Up ahead, I believe, is where we're going to be invaded, so that's why I'm kind of making myself some room here. Pretty easy to get some counter damage on them as well. And he drops a poison stone for us. Alright, so we got some more oil spills up ahead. Oh, he's not even going to come out of there. Alright, well, burn. Oh, that was a nice throw. A little too far, though. I guess there wasn't one in that middle one, so that works out. Oh, I got another one here. I believe there's a creature in there. Nope. Maybe the next one. Man, I'm just dropping these. There is our friend. Oh, you want to emote? I can emote. Oh, hold on. This is a gank. So yeah, he's kind of tanky. He's got the strength build going just like me, and he has a ton of health. We're gonna get the easy backstab on him. Pretty much just kill him outright with that. There we go. Great sword critical damage is nothing to be trifled with. Whoops, got a human effigy from that. Oh my god, figure it out, dude. Alright, we're just gonna do the regular swing. There we go. So, boss is right there, as you can see the fog up ahead. And there's actually a bonfire right here. And you need a fragrant branch of yore to get through here. So this is the hard part about running through this area. It's pretty easy to get to this point, not gonna lie. You'll probably be poisoned on the way. But the thing is, as you can see, I'm hollow, still got invaded, so that invasion right there is guaranteed, no matter what. And I believe there are actually 2 invasions, so maybe you get invaded twice if you're human. I'm not sure, but I feel like there's 2 invaders in this area. I'm not sure what the trigger is for the other one. And yeah, so when you do run over here, you have to wait for that guy to pop up, obviously, by which point there will probably be like 4 to 5 of those monster hands and the invader hot on your tail. But luckily you can run in here and grab the bonfire as soon as you're done with that. And I think when there's an invader in your world, I know you can't rest at the bonfire, but I don't even know if it'll let you light it. Hopefully it does, but if not, then if you're kind of quick and heads up about it, you can probably pretty easily knock him off that cliff there with a couple of guard breaks, or even just hits. So, moving on then, I'm going to pop a human effigy. There are a couple summons in this area. Alright, I almost forgot, you can actually talk to Lucatiel in this area. So, before we do that though, there is a summon sign right here. It's a shade, it's Bashful Ray. Also back here, Lone Hunter Schmidt. So you can get quite a few summons to this boss fight. Now let me think, how do I actually get up there? I'm gonna break some more statues first of all. Okay guys, sorry about the confusion. I found the place we need to be. So you actually drop down. Got the door that's locked behind the forgotten key right there. Then you drop down again right there, and once more right down here. So this area is actually going to take you to the giants I mentioned earlier. So there's a few of them in here. I think there's 2 of them actually. Very, very large. What you're gonna do is run all the way past them and into this room here. They can't come in here. Their swings can reach you while you're in here though, so be careful of that. Get Ring of Giants +1 and Petrified Dragon Bone. So now just try to kill them one at a time. You can use any ranged option you might have. Make this fight pretty easy. They're very confused right now. Looking for me. Usually they actually like swing at you when you do this. I'm sure they will eventually. They're just kind of trying to figure out their pathfinding. Having a very hard job. Oh, he swung right through my sword. Or my shield. There we go. Now one-on-one they're really not too bad. So we can come out of that room. We just really don't want them both swinging at us at the same time, you know? So he's got that thing, he kind of can hit behind him, so... It's like weird, he's not really swinging behind him, but the clubs end up back there, so it hits you anyways. Got a little jumping attack, but he's going to go down. So you get the Forgotten Key and the Soul of a Giant. You get it from whichever one you kill second, so don't worry about trying to kill the right one. Let's see. Which way do you go around? This side? I don't like that. Maybe, okay, yeah, it is this side. Silver Talisman times 4. And we're going to take this elevator up. And this will pop us out right back in this area where we got invaded earlier. Now I was going to cover that giant area last, but again got kind of confused. So Lucatiel is actually around here. You have to drop down another location, which is right here. It's very hard to see. There you go. You can kind of see it there. It's a lot easier if you have a torch, but drop down right there. And then she is located up here to talk to. Very, very well hidden.
Oh, you... My thoughts are very scattered. What is this curse? The question rings in my mind, but I haven't the focus to answer it. Loss frightens me no end. Loss of memory, loss of self. If I were told that by killing you I would be freed of this curse, then I would draw my sword without hesitation. I don't want to die. I want to exist. I would sacrifice anything at all for this. It shames me, but it is the truth. Sometimes I feel obsessed with this insignificant thing called self. But even so, I am compelled to preserve it. Am I wrong to feel so? Surely you do the same in my shoes. Maybe we're all cursed from the moment we're born. Sometimes.
Alright, so that is all. Now, I really do like Lucatiel's, oh god, that thing probably almost spat at me. I really like Lucatiel's story in this game, and overall, like, Dark Souls 2 gets a lot of flack for not being, like, for not having any good story. And to be honest, I totally get why. But I think the thing is, like, it kind of at first I thought it was more about kind of just continuing the cycle that we started, I guess not started, but that we first experienced in Dark Souls 1, where, you know, we can either summon or light the fire, or there we go, Lucatiel's summon sign now appears that we talked to her. You could either light the fire or choose to not continue that cycle of lighting the fire, or linking the fire, I suppose I should say. But I think Dark Souls 2 really focuses more on like what the Curse of the Undead does to people, which I think is pretty cool. And you really get that through Lucatiel's story, I mean, more than really anyone else. But then you also have other NPCs, like you've got like Chloanne, the stone trader that gives you Titanite. I mean, she pretty much just says like, I have no idea how I ended up in this place. And you kind of get that with some other NPCs too. They're like, why am I in Drangleic? So we're bringing the whole squad in here. I didn't really think this through. The boss is going to have an incredible amount of HP, but we had to get Lucatiel. We definitely didn't have to get the others, but I figured I'd show you their summon location anyway, so let's do it. So this is the Rotten. Gonna be our third great soul we collect. It really burns the stamina, doesn't it? So the hardest part about this fight, honestly, I would say, is just that you really can't walk in that fire at all. Otherwise you'll take some pretty hefty damage. And obviously, as you saw there, he's kind of hard to block, but we're really not going to have too much aggro on us, probably, considering we have 3 summons in here. This kind of looks ridiculous. We're coming at him with a whole army here. So, ironically, I did mention this in my Nito guide, actually, with Dark Souls Remastered. The boss fight's kind of similar. You don't have the skeletons to deal with, but his moveset's pretty similar in that if you really stay close to him, like, it's really easy for him to just kind of swing over you. He's just got these big, wide swings with a giant sword. It's definitely, you can't just literally, like, stand right next to him. He's got a big, dark AoE blast, too, just like Nito. But yeah, you can't just stand really close to him like you did in Dark Souls 1. Mistimed that completely. But we're going to be wrapping up this fight. There we go, the Rotten. Now, the reason it's ironic that he is similar to Nito is that in New Game Plus, he actually has the, oh wow, the frame drop. Game can't handle me sending 20 Phantoms home. But yeah, so New Game Plus, just like with all the other Great Soul bosses, they actually have a different soul, and it correlates to their Dark Souls 1 counterparts. So these are basically like, I guess, reincarnations, you could say. There's a few different interpretations on it, but like the Lost Sinner has the old witch's soul. So either it's like the original, like Witch of Izalith, Bed of Chaos, or whatever. And that's kind of supported by the fact that her what are they called? I guess like kind of handcuffs that she wears that keeps her hands together. Those actually give you a pyromancy boost. It says when you read her soul that she tried to light the first flame, which is like the original sin in this game, and there's just all this pyromancy stuff tied to her. And then the Rotten gives you the soul of the first undead, I think it's called, which obviously this first undead was Nito. The Old Iron King gives you the soul of Gwyn. I don't think it's actually called that. It might be, though. And I'm not going to spoil the rest of it, but we will see the other Great Soul bosses in here too. So to move on, it's kind of hard to see, so you have to kind of search the perimeter of the place. But straight across from the entrance is the exit. Tiny little hole in the wall. Got a chest right here you'll definitely want to grab. Petrified something, simpleton spice, skeptic spice. And right here is our primal bonfire. So I just noticed actually that the sword on these is broken. That's kind of cool. Anyways, so this is the second entrance that you'll find to the DLCs. This is to the Crown of the Sunken King DLC. Poison themed, after the poison area, makes sense. The other one that we found so far was after the Old Iron King. But we're gonna light this. Primal bonfire lit. A primal bonfire is rekindled. And return to Majula. So before I end this episode, I am going to show you 3 places you can unlock with that forgotten key. So first of which, I really should have just done it while I was still in Black Gulch so the enemies weren't there, but that's okay. First of which, as I pointed out in the very beginning, will be this guy right down here, which is actually going to help me as there's a miracle located in here. This really is like the most inefficient order to do it, because now I gotta like climb all the way back up the ladder or homeward bound or something to get to a bonfire. I messed up. Used forgotten key. Super low res door. I love it. You got 3 chests in here and an item on the wall. Gonna pick up Great Lightning Spear. Finally, I might actually be able to do some damage with my miracles. Witch Tree Branch and Witch Tree Bellvine. And Soul Vortex Sorcery, as well as the Dragon Talon. The Dragon Talon is actually a key for one of the DLCs, so you will have to come down here if you want to do all the DLCs. Okay, so the second one is going to be located by the first bonfire in the gutter. That wasn't supposed to happen. Alright, there's a few hollows in here to take care of. No biggie. Alright, so we're going to be jumping down to where that guy is. That was super clean, you have to admit it. And his item fell down. Okay, so to progress we'd go that way, but we're going to climb up this ladder right here. And we get a whole bunch of poison statues. You dickheads. Alright, well, using this again. Now when you open this, you're probably going to be poisoned again. You saw there's poison literally coming through the door. Yeah, I'm not even gonna fight it. It's just gonna happen. Wow, we actually might get out of here. But you have a great shield and his full armor set. Oh my god, we did it. Okay, so that's the second location. I've got one more for you. I'm gonna have to homeward bone out of here though. Alright, so the last one is in Black Gulch. I can't really decide whether it'd be easier to get to from this bonfire or the other. So we're just gonna go from this one. It's like literally right in the middle of this area, so it's probably equidistant between the two. You saw it when I dropped down to kill those giants who passed by it, so yeah, it's gonna be, you can see the ledges down there sorta. So I'm just gonna run for it. Oh, I jumped too far. Nice. There we go. And we get the door right here. I'm sure one of those hand monsters is gonna follow me. Okay, so this guy right here, kind of crazy. Okay, so basically, he's like a Dark Covenant, basically. I think he actually is a Covenant, I'm not sure, but there's a hidden boss in this game called Dark Lurker that you can fight. And this guy will like sell you hexes and everything later on, but you gotta meet him in 3 locations. He's pretty well hidden though. I'd say this is probably the most well hidden of all of them. But I can't remember what his name is, but his title is Dark Diver, which I will always remember because the joke is he's in a wheelchair because he dove into the shallow end of the dark. So, on that note, let's end this episode. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys next time.